Hi, I'm Anthony Fury, filling in for Ezra. Thanks so much for watching us. Last week, the government of Qatar released a campaign aimed at foreign tourists. It officially begins this month. If you're in Qatar, they say, you are one of us. Help us preserve Qatar's culture and values. Please, dress modestly in public places. That's what their poster reads. Now, the dress guidelines for the Sharia-compliant Islamic country include no leggings, no short dresses or skirts, and no tank tops for either gender. Everyone must be covered from shoulders to knees. Nasser al-Maliki is a spokesman for Qatar's Islamic Cultural Center. He explained the rationale. The amount of immodest clothing is growing in public places, especially shopping malls. Such foreigner behavior conflicts with our traditions. We do not want our kids to be exposed to it or learn from it, and that's why we will start this campaign. Now, this will all pose a problem when Qatar hosts the 2022 World Cup, presuming the current corruption allegations don't somehow nix that. The World Cup will attract fans from across the world, of course, from different cultures. But let's first talk more about what this story says about us over here. See, here's what I think. I have a lot of respect for the Qatar government's approach. I mean, sure, I completely disagree with it. I think it's silly, and I think government shouldn't be telling folks how to dress. But here's the thing. They're saying, this is our way, we're proud of who we are, and when you come here, you're in our country, not the other way around. These guys know who they are, and they aren't ashamed of it. Can you imagine anyone in an official position in Canada saying anything resembling that? Now, the government of Canada, to be fair, occasionally tries to define a sense of culture. In 2011, there was a debate over a revised citizenship guideline for newcomers. The guide already included an explanation that we don't tolerate barbaric practices like honor killings. That was the word. But the use of that word, well, didn't go over too well in some cultural relativism circles. Justin Trudeau initially denounced it. Some folks think Canada should not only accommodate other cultures, but that we should throw our own culture right out the window in our own country and ourselves conform to other people's values, lest we offend. The Canadian Federation of Students, that's a major lobby group that gets its funding from post-secondary students' dues, released a report in 2007 titled Task Force on the Needs of Muslim Students. This was part of a larger No Racism campaign. Among many other things, they recommended provide women-only gym time, provide curtains or screens over the observation windows looking into the swimming pool during women-only swim times. My alma mater, U of T, has such women's hours. I can tell you it's a waste of time, it's only used by a few, and it only further divides the student body. This is where we're at, folks. Racism, to some, is defined by us simply not having enough women's only time at the gym. That unlike Qatar, we don't have a problem with people dressing in their own unique ways. Well, that's a good thing, okay? We're not culturally repressive. We have respect for differences. Well, let's be honest, folks. It's symptomatic of Western decline that some people are horrified whenever we express just an iota of self-confidence in our long-standing ways, our culture. Western society is tearing itself apart with this nonsense. Meanwhile, say what you want about a country like Qatar, they at least have a clear sense of who they are. I'm joined now in studio by Toronto Sun columnist and News Talk 1010 host Tarek Fatah. Tarek, thanks for stopping by. So, like I say, Qatar, they're a majority Muslim country. This doesn't surprise me here. It just shocks me when I reflect and see the disparity between the two countries.
What can I say? White men can't jump. We're giving away Hess and Goebbels and Himmler in exchange for, another nasty person who taught the Taliban how to make bombs out of cell phones. There is a general decline and a guilt about who Western society is. There's no reading of the last 400 years. There isn't a sense of, values based in Greece or, the rationalism of Aristotle. There is nothing that links us up. It's wayward. We are inculcated with, professional sports, entertainment, Justin Bieber. everything that is not of serious impact on our souls is highlighted, and something like women taking over, or jihadi women, niqabi women taking over a $1 billion swimming pool in Regent Park is defended by the very women who say they are feminists and want women's rights, not understanding that Qatar is basically putting its middle finger to the rest of the world, especially the West. This is not targeted at Chinese soccer players or Brazilians. This is basically saying to Europeans and North Americans, you are not morally or ethically even equal to us. We look at you with disdain. You're corrupt. Your women are wayward. They associated every Western woman as a slut, and they are very confident about it.
Do you think I'm right to say, though, because they have that swagger, to even have that attitude to begin with, and because no one here is going to stand up for it, no one in the academy, none of the feminists, at the end of the day, I mean, I think they win. They're going to win in the long-term game if we don't change the attitude.
Of course they're going to win. I mean, a slave-owning society is lecturing Canada as to what to wear. I mean, people who trade in human beings, who practice apartheid, who pay salaries based on the color of the skin, are lecturing the United States, Europe, or Canada as to what is an ethical or moral dress code? You think the dress that they are wearing, you think men in long frocks and head covers that come back from the 5th century is something that we should be adopting? I mean, what is this? I'm especially, I would be
I think it looks good. It's June.
I thought I would wear leggings.
You look comfortable.
Because there was a statement, leggings are not pants. I thought I should just wear leggings.
That would have been an epic clip. I would have loved to have sent that out on Twitter, and Tariq Fatah, you know, dressed in the Robin Hood tights. But do you think it's okay, though, for a country like Qatar? I mean, a country says, here's our way of doing things. I don't really, at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I think it's wrong and stupid and whatever.
You have to boycott that country.
Oh, well, I do. That's why I don't have a problem with them doing ridiculous stuff. I have no interest in ever going there.
Al Jazeera should be shut off from Canada and the United States. But they can buy our intelligentsia. The big intelligentsia and the literati.
The Western academics
literati,
and intelligentsia.
Give them a $1 billion check, they'll sell their entire country. What do you think Barack Obama did yesterday? He sold the United States of America to please his bosses in Saudi Arabia.
How do you do that? By doing the prisoner transfer, you mean?
Are you kidding me? He gave away the commander-in-chief of the Taliban without a trial. He gave away a man who killed 5,000 Shia Muslims, who committed genocide, and he let him go, and he gave them to Qatar, a country that funds the Taliban. And Western journalists said, oh, I'm so touched. I was seeing CNN hosts getting teary-eyed. I think the producer must have said, looked sad, and they all looked sad.
I don't think, to my comment about I don't really care what they do, it's because I think at the end of the day they're winning in the numbers game. They're winning on so many levels. I think we just need to bolster our own society so they're not coming over here and telling us what. Well, like how they dress and their enforcement thing is way down the road for priorities. I think we just need to get to a point where we're not enforcing their dress code in our gyms, for instance. And that's what I'm worried about.
Then your banks, let you wear a burqa and I'll wear a motorcycle helmet, and let's go into the bank and see who is stopped.
Right.
Let's do that. Let's take a Sun team inside any bank.
We did it with the LCBO. You can put on the burqa and you can get away with whatever you want.
But do it with someone wearing a motorcycle helmet or a hockey goalkeeper's helmet, and you'll notice what happens. We have become in tuned very slowly over the years to become the slaves of private capital. Anybody who showers money at us, we will dance.
We got to go soon, but how do we get away from that? Because the trend is getting worse in the academia.
Announce a boycott of the Qatar soccer 2022. Even right now, Canada should do that. Whether we qualify or not, we will not let go. No Qatari should be allowed to come into this country on visa or not. A social boycott of these fools from the 10th century.
Well, I've always agreed with Sarah Palin on these issues. Let a law figure it out. They got all that crazy stuff going on there. I want nothing to do with it. I just want to keep it clean here. Tariq Fatah, thank you for your time. As always.